All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Oh, you mean? That's right. This is our party in here. We having our time, don't stop. Everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside here. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever thinking evil, inside there is really not for you. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. And you ready to party? Look, you have a knife from your belly. Rude boy, that is plain enough to see. You come here to kill somebody. It's time that you stop that nonsense. We come here to enjoy ourselves. Leave hatred right there on top the shelf. This party is no violence. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, like peace. No, no, no. Na 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 na. Hey yo. Na 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 na. Hey yo. What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Oh, you mean? That's right. The party park up like shingle, but you know you don't want to mingle. Anytime somebody bunks you, you're ready to fight like an eagle. You don't want no bunks, well stay home. We party animals alone. Like a king go sit on your throne. Don't come here to spoil this session. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, yo. Na 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 na. Hey, yo. What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oh, we don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. Oh, you mean? That's right. This is our party in here. We having our time, don't stop. We everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside here. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever thinking evil, inside there is really not for you. All we want is unity and peace. Hey.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott, and I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 8 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Hope that you all have been having a fabulous day today.
That's right.
And and that you will be having a fabulous night tonight. Saying a special good night to all of you joining us via the YouTube, all of you joining us via the Facebook.
Love to see you come here to kill somebody. It's time that you stop that nonsense. We come here to enjoy.
Yeah, and we do have 2 guests joining us tonight, one after the other.
There's no violence. All we want is unity.
It is Talking Thursday, so we will be talking tonight.
Have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party.
Good night to you, Tegwa, Errol Bonaparte, John Mark, Winnie Simon, Marilyn Ferguson, Betty James, Etta Batiste, Peter Stryker, Louis Germain, Louis Anthony, Theo Peters, Wallen Akwat, Yvonne Courtney, Landon Jane, Wendy and C. Maguire. Good night to all of you. Dr. Love, Ashley Lewis, Leslie James, Nelsia Charles, Norma Roberts, Laslyn Douglas, Joan Henry, Cicely Celestine, Shirley Lacrette, Jillian Prescott. Good night to each and every one of you
Live like peace.
out there on the Facebook.
No, all we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party.
Jillian Noel, Vanessa Lalji, Gemma Warwood, Phyllis Mitchell, Alban Harris, Kathleen Ledlow, Debbie Seals, Errol Bonaparte, Sandra Joseph, Cynthia Bartholomew, Sherma, Jeremiah, Anzela, Sky, Roy, Jacketman. Good night to you. Michelle Alexander, Mayana Julian, Shirley James,
The one who bunks will stay home.
Shirley Ann James,
Animals alone.
Agnes Henry, Rosalind Jones, Ruth Chitterman, Herbert Nore,
Session.
Jackie Raymond,
Unity and peace. Hey, in the party.
Deborah Laborde,
Live like peace. No, no, no.
Jacinta Livingston, Janice Mitchell, Carl Jones, Listra Abraham,
Party. We don't have to live like
Gavin Thomas. Good night to you, bro. Baby Daddy, good night. And Hermina Baptiste, Christine Otley, Clive Raymond,
no, no, no.
Hermione Calista, I see you there. Dominic Leroy, Patsy Frank, Anne-Marie Grant, Dominic Leroy, Peter Lewis, Faith Lynn, Hallie Douglas, Byron Frank, Anna Lewis, Red Girl Pascal, Carib Spice Fitness, Jerome Lewis, Deborah Flanders, Denot Amada,
NMP,
Oswald Belfon,
St. John,
Moko Joseph, Moko Pen,
St. Patrick's Day,
Denny Sandy, Velma Pascal, Dominic Antoine, Dalma Scott, Sonia Price, Fitzroy Edwards,
Shanti Melton,
Sonia Price, Stephanie John, you and the Home Circle, Eliza Bernard, Renee Zodi, Wendy Telesford, Stephen Simon, Charmaine Ragbasin, Marilyn Panchu, Edmund Calise, Angel Map, Olive Mitchell. Good night to each and every one of you.
NMP guy,
All of our wonderful loyal listeners joining us via We Noise Radio.
go tell her,
We say good night to each and every one of you as well. Hope that you all have been having a fabulous night thus far. And I want to say a special thank you to all of you that turned out in your numbers when I was going by there when people start to come. All of you that turned out to Stars Academy Fair today.
take intercession for us.
Today, I learned JJ could really eat, boy. What?
And
Well, I know he does eat a lot, but that boy, whew. If I didn't know before, I know well now.
on the road,
Mommy George, the Stars Academy says a special thank you to you as well. Special thank you to you, Mommy George.
NMP on the road,
You know, right now you're the mother to all the children in the academy. No, eh? Nice, right?
the road, yeah. Look at everything they try, and every time they fail,
Yes, indeed.
we send a spy. But just to put a boy in jail, but then be higher than an eye. We don't mix up in a dime. Tell them boys, them are right. And the P is standing on the rock.
And I'll soon be joined by one of my good friends.
And
So
the
we have to be talking some serious matters.
NMP gun.
And a little later on. All right, my good friend. I'll leave JJ alone for you guys. I'll be joined by one of my good friends in a short while. And another one of my good friends a little later on.
We on
And yes, we will be having the Friday night forum tomorrow night. Just 3 days away from the new National Party convention.
So tell your neighbor, brother, sister, and father, the house is right up.
Hope that you all have been having a wonderful night, you know.
On the road, NMP on the road, NMP guide us. We're on.
I'm just waiting for you all to come in for me to start my discussions with my good friend.
NMP on the road.
Everybody telling me I should have heard Simon say. I didn't get a chance to listen to Simon Says yet, yeah? I was at the fair with JJ, then I had to run to town with him and so on, so yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen to Simon Says, yeah?
This one dedicated to all Grenadans. Yeah, man, wave your hands. Hey, hey.
NNP, we marching on to victory. NNP, we marching on to victory.
Tell them again.
Yes, indeed.
Marching on.
Let me say a special good night to the listeners out there in St. Patrick. Those in Mount Rich, Rose Hill, La Fortune, Mali.
To victory.
All my friends in those areas. I know Hermitage go cost me if I don't call them. Good night, Hermitage.
When me say,
Bathway, yeah. Libera.
We shall have the victory.
River Sally. I think have fear in River Sally. Oh dear, I'm in problems. Yeah.
Me and the neighbor. Rebuilding Grenada.
yes, man,
Me and the neighbor.
Yeah, my daughter is going to deal with me on that one.
yes, man.
Me and the neighbor. Voting NNP.
I just remembered she's going to deal with me.
Tell it all about. We shall have the victory. With NNP leading the way.
Yes, indeed, NNPites.
We are seeing better days.
Yes, sir.
All are we is NNP. Just remember that.
He give us pride, so we ain't gonna make no change.
No change.
NNP leading the
Hey, Janice, you come down the thing, man. Like you make a pass to the the fair.
Yes, me friend.
I was there earlier, but I had to leave by a particular time because I had to do the program tonight. Yeah.
gonna make no change.
No change.
Me and the neighbor
Yes, man.
in the house together.
Alright.
Me and the neighbor
Oh, yes.
in Grenada.
No change.
All right, folks. Let me see if I can get my guest on. Yeah, let me see if I can find guest number 1 and get them on about now. Nice.
This one dedicated to all Grenadans. Yeah, man. Wave your hands. Hey, hey.
NNP, we marching on.
Oh, I just realized what my friend was speaking about when she said hot like gas. You ain't talking about the fear, you're talking about the program. Okay, all right. I'm going to listen to it when I get home. I didn't get a chance to listen to Simon Says. I like to listen, but most times I get to listen to it after you all. Yeah, I don't get to listen because it comes on at 5. I must be out of home by 7, and usually I'm getting ready to get out by that time. So I don't get to listen to it as it premieres, but I listen to it afterwards. So I'll listen when I get home. But everybody's sending this thing and saying, was the bomb? Afraid to say that word,
When me say,
Jump and shout.
alright.
Tell it all about.
Yeah, man.
We shall have the victory.
Hey.
Me and the neighbor
Yes, man.
in the house together.
Alright.
Me and the neighbor
Oh, man.
rebuilding Grenada.
Yes, man.
Me and the neighbor in
Alright.
the house together.
Yes, man.
Me and the neighbor voting NNP. Jump and shout. Tell it all about.
Yes, so I see my good friend is connected. Let me hope that they're listening so they would know time to come on. I hope he hasn't stepped away from the computer.
Yes, sir.
Bro, it's time to come on.
Beside NNP, give us pride, so we ain't
Let's get this show on the road.
No change.
NNP leading the way.
Right away.
We are seeing better days.
me feel to end the program and go home to watch Sister Jenny program? All you gassing me up so? No, only making me feel to go home and watch Sister Jenny program or just stream it instead?
Yes, man.
In the house together.
All you gassing me up, all you so?
No change.
Me and the neighbor.
Yes, man.
In the house together.
Yes, indeed, folks.
The neighbor.
Let me just check my audio with my good friend here. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, sir.
Man, you're clear like crystal glass, man.
Well, you forget what? We have a thing going, man.
Good night to you, Senator. Let me just bring you up so everyone will be able to see you. All right, let me just bring you up so everyone will be able to see you. Good night to you. I still say Senator the Honorable Winston Garraway. I think we spend enough time in the Senate for that.
I am not objecting to any of those titles.
Yes,
People
indeed.
call me, all of them, Pastor, Senator,
Yes, man.
JP, just name it. So,
We go say the good ones. Some of them we know. Yeah. Talk about. So how have you been? Because I think this might be the first time that you're on Talking Points, isn't it?
yeah, definitely so. Though I'm viewing, I know you can't see me.
No,
You would have
I know you're there. I know you're there. I
you would
see
have
it.
records.
Yeah.
But yes. So it's the first time, and I'm happy to be on with you tonight.
But not happy
And,
for the situation that you're on.
Well,
You too.
I give God thanks for everything. At least it has been a scary moment, but I have life, and where there's life, there is hope.
Yes, indeed.
So
Sen-
I'm grateful.
Senator Garraway, give us a little insight into what happened with you this morning, because I heard of a situation, and the thing is, I don't like to take things second, third, fourth, and fifth hand if I can get it first hand. So let me get it first hand and 2 foot from you. Exactly what took place this morning?
Well, this morning around 5:30, on my regular 4 miles run on the morning, I was coming back to Montparnasse from the St. Paul's area. So people who know St. Paul's, the intersection that is close to the St. Augustine Hospital that will take you back to Montparnasse, I was coming down that area. At the bottom of the hill, there is a bridge. We would have widened the road there a couple of years ago. So 2 vehicles could pass there very easy. I was on the bridge. I saw a vehicle approaching, coming from the Palm area to go to St. Paul's. What I often do when I'm on the road in the morning, and mind you, let me see, I'm dressed with, I had a light blue cap on, almost visible, fluorescent, a white t-shirt and a light gray track pants. So what I often would do when a vehicle is approaching, I will move go towards the middle of the road so they will see me from afar. And when I know there is vision, I will move back to the side, right on the side. So this morning, when I got to the bridge, there was this vehicle. It was a dark color vehicle. 5:30 is relatively dark still. And it met me on the bridge. But as soon as the driver saw me, he moved over from his side and come to my side, on the left side. And I pulled myself to the side. And he still came on me, and I had to spin. And those who saw the video will see the impression in the mud on the side of the road, how I spin my body, and then I had to sort of couch down in a sense that the vehicle just passed, almost hit my stomach. I was stunned for a moment, and when I really got my senses, I was wondering, well, how we didn't run over my feet. When I went back to the scene and to take the video, you'll see the tire marks. The tire mark is probably, for the most, 6 inches away from the bridge. And that wall, when I spin my body, it was virtually on top of the bridge. Mind you, behind the bridge is stones and it's about 10 feet deep. So any slight touch, I would have fallen over. I look at it and I said, well, wow. Thank God for his mercy. It was a close one. But you know, Sheldon, what's stunned me the most? Yesterday at 12:49, I received 2 messages. I was at the time in a meeting. And the first message that came to me via WhatsApp was this article that was saying, at this present moment, this committee, select committee, is meeting with Honorable Peter David. And I was highlighted, and David Andwine, and with libelous information, which I would not repeat. And the second message that came was, this propaganda is from the RNC, and that is someone who was very close to the leadership of the revolution and said, I know it, that's, but the key point they were saying to me in the message, you need to move now with security. You have to be very careful when you're on the road. When you're going about doing your business, you have to be extremely careful. But the key thing when they said to me, I have to have security with me, and Sheldon, I didn't take this thing very seriously because I was there. Security for what? But that individual had knowledge and would have advised me. And it's only after what happened this morning, 5:30 this morning, it came back to me that this person maybe had a vision of what is likely or what could happen and was warning me. But I'm a praying man. And when I got up before I left, of course, I thank God for the day and for his continued protection and so forth. And that's what I think would have saved me, because his hands of protection was upon me. For those who would have seen the video, there was absolutely no explanation as to how that vehicle, and you're looking at the tire marks and where my foot was and everything, how it didn't run over my feet and how it didn't hit me. My bro, who was with me doing the video, he said, like your feet was in the air. And I said, probably, but God would have done that. But you know what is troubling? While I can't accuse anyone, because I wasn't able to make out the vehicle number, because after they passed me and pulled back onto the other side, well, into the middle of the road, they sped up. But I said I was in shock. I really didn't see anything. So I can't really see. However, the sound of the engine remained with me. That remained with me. But that's what I want to see at the moment. The other thing about this whole scenario, I want to tie both of them. The attack on me in the media yesterday and what appears to be a physical attack on me this morning. We're going the wrong way. We're definitely going the wrong way.
Senator Garrett, let me ask some questions here. You didn't get a chance to see the number of the vehicle. You didn't get a chance to see the number of the vehicle. That
No, I was not.
that thing, because I know the area that you're speaking about. In fact, at a point in time, I myself lived in just down the road from there. So often I would drop at the top and walk down. And I know that once at the edge of that bridge, once you go over, you're in trouble. Is something breaking
Serious
or
trouble.
even worse? Something must damage or worse. And we do have the video. We will show the video when I'm not able to show it while you're on, but when you're finished, I'm going to put the video on. Let folks see for themselves. This is indeed a serious situation. Have you made a report to the Royal Grenada Police Force? Have you as of yet done that?
Yes, I went in to give a statement. So I did that this morning, and they are well aware as to what transpired this morning.
In 2024, a lot of people have cameras. Do you think that there's a likelihood that probably one of the homes along that particular route, anyway from, let's say, well, no, if they come out, they don't necessarily have to come out the Coconut. They could come up the hill, just to the bottom of King Elvis Place there. They can come up the hill from there, or they could come from the direction of the Coconut. But they're passing along that route heading up they must go up to the St. Paul's, the junction for St. Paul's there where you could go up to Laborie or back down to town. There's a possibility that probably a camera was around that could have picked them up, So at least we had to look at that possibility as well. A lot of people have cameras now.
It's possible. I'm looking at the houses on the way in the area. It's possible.
It's possible.
We could find video footage of the vehicles. Well, it was only this vehicle that met me on the road at that time.
And
so
the thing is, they
possible.
were totally on the wrong side of the road. And if I'm understanding properly, because if they're coming from the direction of King Elvis, they're coming. There is no way, number one, that they cannot see you. And secondly, there is no way that they should be on that side of the road. There is no possible way that they should find themselves. They're totally on the wrong side of the road. And you're seeing a person there and you still drive right to the edge. Now, I think one of the things that we have to be careful with here is that over the past few days and couple weeks and so on, and even before that in some instances, people have been making some kinds of statements about people. And you referenced certain statements that were made yesterday. I saw one or two other articles in relation to other member of that committee. I saw one in relation to another member of that committee. And indeed, we have to call on people to be very careful, because some of the statements they're making, if they are not directly involved in causing something to happen, the statements they make can influence somebody to do something like that. So again, as you said, we're going the wrong way. People have to be very careful.
Strange enough, we just saw the election campaign in the United States, and you had two assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And one of the things that was in the media is the rhetoric that was used could have incited people to do what they did, the young man and then this elderly guy. So the rhetoric, and I mean, what was in that report, that article yesterday, was a scaling attack on me, and I was wondering, well, what did I do to deserve this? Who knows? That could have incited somebody to act the way they acted this morning, and that's what I'm saying. We're going the wrong way. We have to step back.
Yeah, tone it down
and realize this is not Grenada. This is not us. There are a lot of things I could say. Probably, I don't know if violence is going to run within the family. I know I was born in Birch Grove, St. Andrews. My father was cousin with two innocent Belma. He was assassinated. So I'm not sure if probably I'm in the same line. This is just crazy. Crazy in the sense that within Grenada's politics, where you would say something on the platform, show a political jab, but to come down to violence. And let me go back to the driver. The driver was on his side of the road. And when he recognized me, I would say, he then proceeded to come towards me. It's not like he was on that side all along. He was driving on the correct side of the road, the left side of the road, and when he saw me, he just pulled the vehicle towards me, did what he did, and sped away. But as I said, God is my protector, and that individual will have to live with a conscience. And who knows? God will do what he has to do. It is to scare me. Let me just make this very clear. Sheldon, I am proud of with the things that I do, what I say, and how I live my life. When I came out into the political arena directly in 2008, I came because I had a message, and I was confident, and I know the Lord gave me that message, and I came and I gave it, and it worked. And in 2008, I was threatened by some young men, what they were going to do to me. I came on the program with Alan, and I said it, and then there was a lull. People stayed away. But let me say here, you will not scare me. I am confident in my God, the God whom I serve, and he is capable and he is able to protect me. But most importantly, if he is to remove his protection and to cause my demise, he's going to raise up 10 more like me who are going to stand up against injustice, who are going to stand up for righteousness, and going to speak truth to power, because we have a responsibility to protect our nation, protect our young people, and by all means, stand up for righteousness. And I am committed to that. That's what my life is about, and I will continue to do that as long as the Lord have me here. So, you gotta come again. You will not intimidate me to the point where you're gonna stop me. You could write what you want and cuss me and so forth. I will live with that. And if you want to come to attack me, as I said, God will protect. But if he removes his protection, there is a reason for him doing that. So, my brother, thanks for the opportunity. I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Yes, indeed, my brother. Well, you know, it's a certain people that we doesn't get frightened, eh? We doesn't get frightened. you can't
no, man.
You can't get a person who is showing themselves, you can't scare them. I mean, come on. But at least, I see a lot of folks saying it here, at least they're asking that please, that you ensure that you take proper safety measures, because if someone has been pushed to that level, whether through articles or any other means, I don't want to cast any aspersions or accusations against anybody or anyone. The bottom line is something happened to you this morning, and it was willfully done. What was done or they attempted to do to you this morning was not accidental. It was willfully done. And as such, those of us here at Talking Points, your Talking Points family, because we all know you are part of the Talking Points family. You mightn't be calling in, you mightn't be on the Zoom all the time with us, but we know you're there every night that you can be, that you are on with us. So we want to make sure that one
Definitely.
of our members are safe. We want to make sure that you keep yourself safe and you take whatever measures are necessary to secure yourself and your family.
So let me say this to my fellow Talking Points family. Yes, I have employed new measures at this point to ensure that I don't unduly expose myself. So yes, I have done that.
Yeah, don't go deeper in it. That's it.
Thank you very much.
We know that.
Yes.
Senator the Honorable Winston Gam, what I'm going to do in a short while is I'm going to show the video of the scene. I do have the video, and I'm going to show the video of the scene, and so people get a better understanding. People, especially who know that area, would have a better understanding of what took place, where it took place, and so on. And indeed, we call upon everyone. Listen, nothing is wrong with liking somebody, not liking somebody, supporting somebody, not supporting somebody, having a feeling about somebody. But when it gets to the point that you want to physically harm people, no. Anyway, God watching. So, and he doesn't move his eye. He doesn't have to blink. He doesn't go to sleep. He always watching. So, Senator Carriacou, we want to thank you so very much for being on with us tonight. And I want to also invite you to be back with us in January, where we can look specifically at the area of disaster management. I know I can speak to you on many things, but I want to speak with you on the issue of disaster management. Some of what you see taking place now, because I'm hearing some things. I ain't going deep into it tonight. I'm hearing some things. So I want to speak about that particular area with you. We're going into a new year with new challenges. We've just ended a year with some serious challenges, and we're going into a new year with more challenges that we know will come. So we want to have a conversation in January with you, and so publicly I'm making sure that you know that you have an appointment with your Talking Points family at that point in time.
Oh, certainly. As long as I have life and health, I will be available.
You go have it, man. You're a good man.
Yes.
You go have it. Yes, indeed, Senator. Thank you so very much. Any parting words to the Grenadian people? And in fact, your Talking Points family and the NNP family?
Well, I last night I was moved with the level of interaction that came from the family as it relates to what we are experiencing at this time. And we have always been a knowledgeable bunch, people who would have done the research and come and speak. And I want to commend you, Sheldon, because this program has grown by leaps and bounds. And you, as a good host, as one person wrote last night, a very good referee, you sit and you listen and allow the people to bring the information across. And I felt good, as a matter of fact, I say goosebumps come on you, because you listen to your own people now able to dissect issues that is happening in this country and speak to it with authority. And the last thing, obviously, we're having a convention on Sunday, so I want to invite the delegates, let's remain prayed up, remain hydrated, and let's come on Sunday and have a celebration after the election. Have a celebration. It's going to be a great time.
Thank you so very much. Senator Carriacou, you have a wonderful night, sir. It's been wonderful speaking with you. And I know the Talking Points family is looking forward to seeing and hearing you again very soon.
Certainly. Right. Thanks and all the best. Good night.
Good night to you and the family. Yes, indeed. Folks, we've been speaking there with a good friend of mine, Senator the Honorable Winston Carriacou. And we've been speaking quite a few issues there, for something that has happened with him this morning. He was on his normal jog at 5:30 this morning, his normal jog and so on. And some individual or whatever tried to run him off the road. And we're going to go to the video in a short while. So that you can see exactly what it is that took place. Let me see. I've got to bring up the video first. So we're going to go to the video in a short while. Let me see what I can get here. I just have to put on something while I'll get the video. Let me see here. This was a nice one. Someone is telling me that my video is sticking. I'm not sure why. But someone is telling me that my video is sticking. Folks, let me know if that is happening, if you are seeing the video sticking, or if that is just on that individual's side. Or is the video sticking on Facebook? Is it sticking on YouTube? Kamita McPhee, I see you, my dear. Good night to you and the entire home circle.
If you hear some politicians started rejoicing, man, they glad that I can see what is happening. For example, I saw the police peeping, and I saw them fellas beat him. He took them to court to get a judgment, but he cannot win change of government. Man, I can't see. Girl, I can't see. People, I can't see. Was the police doing his duty? Man, I can't see. Corruption, girl, I can't see. Child molestation, people, I can't see. Victimization, taking over the whole Spice Island. My future was looking so bright. Always now I could lose my sight. My vision was 2020, but now I can see what's in front of me. Bada-ba-ding, bang, 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 bada-ba-ding. The doctor told me it was a cataract, and I have high blood pressure on top of that. He said, boy, I'm seeing traces of glaucoma.
Yes, indeed, folks. So I want to just, let me see. Oh, okay. So I think somebody said that their modem, like apparently the internet is giving the problem, not us in studio, because that one isn't coming from studio. My tech guy went over the system to make sure everything is okay. Yeah, he made sure everything is running okay, which is why you're hearing us okay. And so tonight, so he went over everything to make sure everything was running okay. So it is not in studio, but let me just pull up that video so you all will get a clearer understanding of what took place in that situation this morning. So let me see if I can just pull that up here.
The vehicle coming from this direction, exactly where Miss Senator Galway is, and going up, if you look at where that other vehicle is parked, you have all this room that you could have passed. However, the vehicle come on his side, he walking, coming down, come on his side, this is his foot mark, trying to save himself from the vehicle. And as you can see, while trying to save himself from the vehicle, the tire mark of the vehicle that was coming up, that's it here. As you can see, that's the tire mark showing where the vehicle passed. Close. And edge out here? Edge off. Even in this part here, which is, as you can see, that's already off the bridge and it's coming up. Have no reason to be there. This piece here is showing you where the tire of the vehicle passed. Go off this road and sped along this road here. However, if you look at the width of this road, and there was no other vehicle coming down. There is no other vehicle that was coming down. So this is the width of the road. Look, we have this vehicle parked here, and still they have all this space here, right? And this vehicle is coming up here, right? Which, if you're coming from this corner, you're on this side here, you have all this road here to pass, but it go close to him, and as you can see, beyond this point here, this is where he would have fell if he was knocked down by that vehicle, or even if he overbalanced without being knocked by the vehicle, but by the fear attack that was took place. This is where he was going to fall. This is where he would have ended up. How long enough?
So I'm coming this way, and they can see cross the road, and so I come, and when I got here, look where you're standing, see, that's it. And what caused me not to get blown, hit, I twist my body, see how there's foot twist there, a twist there, and the tail came, and I had to do like this, and look at the tire mark. Look at that. Right, man. And there's a pull up. See all the impression here from the tire? You see the impression of the tire already? Pull up. And And then they speed off when they got it.
And then they speed off going up this direction. So to look at it from here, you walk in this way. You facing this way. You going this way, the vehicle coming up. Which means the vehicle have no right to be on that side where you is taking the corner. And look at where you is, look at bridge right there. And this tarmac is coming from a vehicle that is coming up and not going down this way. So you end up on that wall here. So you end up with it, so you end up that way. Yeah, your foot skate, yeah?
No, this here is that twist in the body. That twist in the body.
Right.
To get away from it. So
And
twist.
right. You have to do that.
So then I did that.
You have to do so far to the pass.
And then it just passed here.
And look all the road
So
here.
how the tire came here. I mean, look at it. Look at the tarmac. Look at the tarmac.
Yeah, I see
and
the
then
edge
pull
of it,
out.
okay.
Shoot. How this one hit me? Right, this has got it.
All right, folks, just wanted you all to have a better understanding of exactly what Senator Garraway is speaking about, what happened with him this morning. All right, and I have to get another guest on. Let me just sort that out now. I have to get another guest on. Let me just ask them to sign in right now. Yeah, let me just see if I could get them to sign in right now, huh? Yes, and some folks are saying that the audio is okay, but the video is sticking. But it's not coming, that isn't occurring from in studio. That apparently Flow is having a problem. Our stuff is, I've been monitoring it. It's okay here. No drop frames, anything. So it's okay from here. So apparently, yeah, Flow had an issue, yeah. Flow, fix all your thing now. I'm to all you.
We're on the road. NMP on the road. NMP guide us. We're on the road. Go tell our enemies. NMP on the road. NMP guide us. We on the road, yeah. NMP guide us. Be our guidance, make intercession for us. Hey, and then be guidance, be our guidance, and this you can never stop us. We're on the road, and then be on the road, and then be guidance. We're on the road. Go tell our enemies, and then be on the road.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get my second guest in. As I did promise last night, I should be having on with me pretty shortly Honorable Roland Bowler. Yes, my good partner. In fact, I think he's on already. Let me just see if I can bring him up there. Yeah, let me see. Right, yes. So I know he should be hearing me now. I'm just trying to get him up. Yeah, just trying to get him up there. So give me 1 second.
We're on the road. NMP on the road. NMP guide us. We're on the road. Go tell our enemies. NMP on the road. NMP guide us. We on the road, yeah. Tell them.
Let me see if I could find a tune for my partner that I'm bringing on here. You know I like to play a tune when I bring him on, eh? You know that's my tune, now.
Roland Bowler, Roland Bowler, Roland Bowler, Roland Bowler.
Ha! That's the man for you, man. That's the man. Hey! That's the real man for you. Listen. Tell them fellas, stop beating their chest. Roland Bowler is the man.
Oh boy, I'm trying to get to some. Let me just sort out this, huh?
Don't get no harass. Come election day, it's all the way. All them other parties, they must change their mind. Because Roland and NMP go kick them behind. We don't want to hear nothing but start and key. Because come election morning, we vote in NMP. Once again, tell them fellas, stop eating their chest. Roland Bola is the man, wasn't on just notice. Tell them fellas, please don't get no harass. Come election day, it's Bola all the way. Hey.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get Honorable Roland Bola on, but I'm trying to get, let me see if I can, he needs to sign out. Let me just make sure let me just get this. All right, I think I have the man there now, man.
No, he's no standing and no idling. St. Andrews, let we get down and do some walking. Tell them fellas, stop eating their chest.
And a good night to you, the Honorable Roland Bola. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, Sheldon. A very pleasant good evening to you and, of course, all of your followers by whatever means, whatever network they are listening to you or joining you or participating in your program. It's a pleasure to be with you again for another night.
Yes, indeed. Well, you know how to call on you every now and again. And we are heading into 3 days from now, we're heading into the General Council of, not General Council, what's it? The convention of the new National Party. Give us a little rundown. Folks are asking if it's a rally after all kind of thing. Give us a little rundown of what will be taking place on Sunday.
All right. Thanks for that question. And it's always good to clear up the air when people do not remember or probably haven't heard, because we have said it several times. Let me start with the end of the question. No, there won't be any rally after the convention. That has been the norm for a number of years, where you go into the convention, you do whatever the party's business would be, and then later on in the later afternoon, getting into evening, you break out into a rally. If you recall, and most people will recall, it was not very long ago, I think it's about 2 Sundays, if my memory is not fading me, in conclusion or in winding down to the end of the 40th anniversary celebration, we had a rally up at Bouchejoux. And so the executive and organizers of the convention did not see it necessary at this time to do another rally so soon. You're not into an election certain environment where, if that was the case, you can do rallies almost every Sunday, or we normally do rallies every Sunday leading up to an election. We are not in that environment now. And secondly, to put on rallies, it costs quite a bit. It's heavy on the purse of any political party, because you have to be busing people from various constituencies, different directions within the country. And so that in and of itself is an extremely extravagant cost. So to avoid all of those, we are not going to have a rally. So basically what would happen on Sunday is more the in-house activities, which includes what we refer to as the business session of the party. So registration starts at 12. Promptly at 1 o'clock, the chairman will call the meeting to order. You'll have your welcome and so on, other pleasantries. And we'll get into the reports and what have you. The minutes, of course, first and foremost, after you do all of the opening things, the prayer, the welcome, national anthem, and all those. You do the minutes, then you get into reports. And one of the reports that will be read will be the General Secretary's report, which will be a compilation of activities that occurred in the various constituencies. This report would not be a very lengthy one, because just a couple months ago, we have had a general council. Normally, a general council precedes a convention. And we would have had a report of the general council to take us up to the point of general council. So the report now, the general secretary's report, will be taking it from the date of general council up to this time for convention. So you would go through all of those. You'd have a very short break. A little different to years ago. Because years ago, you would have started about 10 in the morning. 9 o'clock would have been registration by 10, you start. 12:30, 1 o'clock, you break for lunch.
Yeah.
And then you go back in for the other exciting part that a lot of people look forward to. And at least in this convention, even more exciting than ever before, which would be the election of officers. Because remember, on convention day, all positions will be declared vacant.
Let me stick a pin there and ask you a question. Is this the first time that all positions are being declared vacant, or has that always been the situation?
Every single convention, and I have been a member of NNP for just over 20 years now, and for every single convention I have attended, all positions on the executive, this included political leader, chairman, deputy chairman, every position, general secretary, will be declared vacant on the day. Every single position is nominated and voted in again. Sometimes the same people get back the position they were in. Sometimes there are changes. Sometimes there are instances where one person is nominated and they beg that nomination be closed, and so that person unanimously becomes or holds the position, whatever that position may be, without any challenge. Like in the case of Dr. Mitchell, being political leader for 30 plus years, even though the position had become vacant, or it has always been vacant upon convention day, upon election time, no one has ever challenged him before. And I think that is part of the reason why there is so much excitement and so much suing and so much saying what will be happening and what will not be happening about this election, this convention. Because I think people have never witnessed a runoff between one or two or three different individuals for that position in a very long time, over 30 years. And so Dr. Mitchell has indicated that, he doesn't want to and will not participate in the election process for the post of political leader. So, as was said before, we had a process that we put in place. The executive had determined that, had asked a committee called the Transition Committee they put in place to help plan how do we transit from where we are now in terms of the political leadership into that new era. And part of the process ensured or had asked that within a certain period, I think the 20th of November to the 29th, that any party member, so you must be a member of the party first and foremost, and you must have your party dues paid up to date. If you were so desirous of wanting the position of leadership, that within that said period, you had to write a letter of intent. You had to express your intention. You had to let the committee know that I am interested in putting myself up for the position of political leader. At the deadline, which was the 29th of November, only two people did so. The Honorable Emmeline Pierre and the Honorable Peter David. They were the only two people who sent in a letter of intent
Yeah, sorry, my letter got stuck in the mail. So my letter got
Oh,
stuck in the
what
mail.
a
So
pity!
yeah, I was trying. Yeah, but
Important things like that you hand deliver,
no,
or
no,
you
no.
pay what you call them now from the quota.
A bailiff?
A bailiff.
Yes.
That's the word. A bailiff could deliver for you, man. The mail could hold up your things. I'm sorry about that. So you lose your chance, Sheldon.
Yeah, then next time.
Next round. Well, every year, once there is convention, the position becomes vacant.
Of course, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you still have a chance, not too long from now.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of applications, those were the two individuals that have applied.
Who had expressed interest. So the second stage of the process was an interview, and that was done yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The interview. So the executive of the party will receive the reports based on the interview tomorrow, and so a determination will be made then of what happens, whether both individuals go forward, and that process was done, and the interview was set in place in the hope that you may have had several more persons expressing interest. And as we said, and as the executive had determined, leadership of the party is a very serious thing. Can make or break the party, can cause it to have longevity, or cause it to have a very short life. If you do not choose a person that has the right temperament, that has the know-how, that has a knack for leadership, and how to deal with conflict, how to resolve it. Because believe it or not, you hear people talking all the time, oh, there is disunity in the party and what have you. There's no disunity within the party. What you have arising from time to time is conflict. Because politics, as I oftentimes say wherever I go, is a feature of conflict. And people are all trying for their ideas to dominate, for their ideas, their ideology. That's what you do in politics. You want to show that my idea of how to get something done is the correct one. And so there are sometimes very fierce debate. But at the end of the day, if you have good, strong leadership that understands what they have to do, they will be able to bring compromise. You would end up with a compromise in a compromised position, and collective responsibility is what we preach. So whether it was my idea that was taken or Sheldon's idea, we all have to take ownership of it. If it works, we all take the praise. If it fails, we all take the bad mouth and the cussing that comes for that. Yes, because we are one. We are one. Mm-hmm. So that was done yesterday. Like I said, the executive will meet tomorrow at some time, and they will declare what next will be. And hopefully, we go to convention on Sunday, having an idea whom we'll have to vote for in terms of the position of political leader. Yes? Mm-hmm. Because what we're trying to avoid is having all and sundry, any Joe body on the day be nominated by a delegate, seconded, and probably have an opportunity to win and become political leader. Not that you want to stifle democracy, but you just don't leave that position up to chance with the hope that all of your delegates who are there will do the right thing and vote the best people or nominate the best people. So that you have them go through a screening process, have them answer some questions, basic, but about the principles of the party and whether or not they are prepared to align themselves with it and the core values and so forth. And the score will be given based on how they were assessed, and the National Executive will make a final determination who is suitable, who they think. Let me not say who is suitable, because sometimes who you think is suitable doesn't always be the most suitable. Mm-hmm. So who they think, so whoever they think, they will present them, or how many persons they think they will present them, and then the delegates have the final say.
Now, with that process, because we know many political parties and their historical context of what has taken place there, that you see political parties when they have an exceptional, once in a generational leader like Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, who comes to the fore of a political party, and that person decides that the time has come for them to move on. And if you do not make the proper selection in relation to the person to replace that leader, to have some sort of continuity along what has been done before and what needs to be done in the future with a new spin on it, but some continuity going forward, you can very well find the party going the direction of the Freedom Party in Dominica. Haven't been able to run an election for, I think, the 5 elections. Last 5, I don't think they've been able to put forward a candidate. And that was after Eugenia Charles left. We saw what happened in just next door in St. Vincent with the NDP after Sir James Mitchell left. And the leadership that came in after him were unable to secure the reins of power of the country. And that has been a continuing situation. And there are many other examples within the Caribbean. So the issue of leadership is not something that you just leave and say, well, on the day, whoever stand up and say this person, that we're going to choose that person. You have examples regionally. You had PJ Patterson step down in Jamaica with the PNP. You had Portia Simpson Miller came in. She was able to secure, but then she lost. And the PNP has been in the doldrums ever since when it comes to the issue of leadership. So you have to make the proper selection when it comes to the issue of leadership. You must make a proper selection. You can't leave it up to chance.
And hence the reason the executive of the party, which is a critic of the convention, because the convention is who puts the executive in place, took that decision. And it wasn't taken just because members of the executive thought so. There was a lot of consultation regionally with people who have had long-standing and substantial positions politically within the country. So we had regional advice, we had local advice, we had legal advice. And while the constitution of the party does not say clearly that you can have such a committee, the executive, in a very prudent way, let it happen. But in all that you said, I couldn't agree with you more, Sheldon, but you didn't even touch right here, right home, right in Grenada. We had the GULP, you know, was a formidable force, politically speaking, in this country. But when Sir Eric, you know, got ill and went into a little lame days, we saw what happened to the GULP. In fact, it fragmented. You had at one time about 3 or 4 different people pronouncing themselves as leader of the GULP. There were, you know, several fractions. And especially, that happens especially when you have a very strong and formidable leader who have had things under control for quite a long while. It then becomes very difficult to find a replacement or somebody not exactly like, because I don't think we could find somebody exactly like Dr. Mitchell with the same, you know, traits and characters and so. But of course, you want to have someone as close as possible in terms of the ability to execute and to deal with difficult situations.
Because, of course, you and I think that's what people have to understand. You will never get another Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. Anybody else will have to be, they could try to emulate many of the things that he has done, but you will never get somebody that is him. He comes with a lot of experience that he has gained over years of being out there in the vineyard. So he knows to make the wine. He comes with a lot of intellectual capability from his years as a lecturer, from his various areas of study, and from the various portfolios he has held from 1984 up to now, and his interactions on the regional and international level. So you will never find, and I think the region knows that, not just Grenada, you will never find another Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, that sort of charismatic individual. It does not mean that you don't have people who are just as capable. It doesn't mean that you may not find somebody who ends up developing into even better than what he was. But you must have a process, and it can't simply be you just get up on the day and say, well, we want that person, and then that person ends up. We have seen what happened. Let's look locally again. We have seen what happened with the NDC. They have been playing musical chairs with leaders since their inception. You had Sir Nicholas Braffett, and he resigned before the end of his term. You had Mr. Horatio Brizan, George Horatio Brizan, come in, and then you had him losing the election in 1995. I think, who did they have after that? I think they had Sister Joan Purser, I think was the leader for a while. You had her at a time for the leader. Then you ended up with Mr. Tillman Thomas after the throbbing in 1999. You had Mr. Tillman Thomas come in. And then after Mr. Tillman Thomas, you had Mr. Nazim Burke. You had Franca Alexis Bernardine. You had, I think, Adrian Persuader Thomas at a time. I think at another time they had Mr. the Foreign Affairs Minister. Who's the Foreign Affairs Minister?
Mr. Andal, I think he
Mr.
acted
Andal.
or something like that, yes.
Yeah, so they've been playing musical chairs with leadership. And the reason is because, and now they've ended up with Mr. Deacon Mitchell. We could talk a lot about how he became leader of the party, yeah? Because they want to talk. We could talk a lot about how he became leader of that party.
I don't want us to talk a lot
Yeah,
tonight, Sheldon, but I just want to make the point that while some people are jumping high and talking about our process being unconstitutional and undemocratic or so, when they wanted to bring in the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, as he is now, they had a party of people go out there lobbying. A caller told me the other day on GBN when I talk about they had a such party. He said there was need for it because there was no one within the party with the capability. That's what he said. I let it rest. I did say we don't have to follow the NDC. But what I did not tell the caller, and which the people probably believe that the public doesn't know, you're saying to me there was no one within the party from which you could have gotten a leader. But when you got the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you had another group of people going out to lobby with people who was within the party and expressed an interest to ask them to change that position. Do not apply for leadership. Do not come and challenge. We will provide another position like chairman or something so for you within the party. But there you had that caller saying there was no one within the party. But we know the facts. We don't like confusion. We don't want to get into other people's business. But as you correctly said, if we have to, we can.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the regionally right now in Trinidad. The People's National Movement is having screening of candidates. So it's not simply a situation somebody end up as a candidate or whatever, but there's a screening process. So you apply and there's a screening process. So I don't know why some people have a problem with a screening process. I would think that you would want any process added or included that would improve the quality of the outcome. I don't think you would be against anything that improves the quality of the outcome. If you love your political organization, you care about your political organization, you want to see your political organization not end up as some of the parties that we've mentioned a short while ago, and there are many others we could mention in the region that have gone the way of they can't even contest elections. You don't want to see your party go that direction. You would want to see anything added that would improve the quality of the outcome. But you have some people like they just decide, no, this is how we want to see it for their own reasons, their own selfish reasons, not looking at the broader picture of the organization and the fact that, and I know you'll agree with me here, that the vast majority of Grenadians, including several thousand who voted for the National Democratic Congress, are looking towards the new National Party to save them.
Of course. Well, the new National Party has a track record. I've done it many times before. And the Grenadian populace knows that. And so every time they decide, well, you know, let the new National Party get a rest. Let's try something new. And the something new has always been the NDC because NDC and NP are the two main political parties, the rivaling parties in Grenada. You may have some other names of political parties, but as you have said earlier on, Eugenia's party in Dominica never able to fill in a candidate for any constituency. So too are some of the other names that you have as parties in Grenada. So the NDC, the NNP. And soon after doing that, people sometimes have a lot of regrets, and they turn back and they come back and they tell you, and some of them are saying it plainly. Listen, settle your issues in your convention, and we are ready to come on board, because what we have now, in no way could compare with what we used to have before we voted for the NDC. So it's a clicky chalk and cheese.
I think that many voters in the 2022 election are now suffering from what you call buyer's remorse. You see something, it look nice and shiny, you say, buying that, boy, that looking nice. But as soon as you reach home, you break. As soon as you reach home, the color wash off and all kind of thing. But you spend your money for it, so you have buyer's remorse. And I think lots of Grenadians are having buyer's remorse right now. So they are looking at the new National Party. And they are looking at the new National Party as the party to save them, to save the economy of Grenada. We've seen no new projects in nearly 2.5 years, 903 or 4 days now. Not a single new project has been brought in by this administration. Still of the CBI projects, etc., that the new National Party had brought in. So nothing new. A prime minister who is traveling more than some pilots, more flying miles than pilots.
And has a responsibility to sell Grenada. So he said, that was his own words. Yeah. He said, it is my responsibility to sell. So
he's the biggest
seller. Grenada, we expect to see more foreign direct investment or through the CBI, what have you. So I don't know what part of Grenada he's selling, whether he's selling over sand or over sea or hydrocarbon resources. I don't know. He did not explain what he's selling, but he said his responsibility. So we expect to see some things happening. Maybe in 2025. Maybe they're waiting for the new year to declare to Grenadians what it is, because it appears as though we're not having a budget session in December.
Definitely we're not. Definitely we're not now. So
maybe at budget presentation in 2025, we may hear some more about what has been sold or what he's selling or what we're getting for his input in making Grenada known and popularizing Grenada outside of the region.
Yeah, so because I know, because even over the weekend, the Prime Minister disappears on I think Friday, appears in Guyana in some lime on Saturday, reappears in Grenada on Sunday, and then disappears on Monday again. And we ask ourselves, what are the benefits? Because we know that Guyana is heavily into hydrocarbons right now. We, the Grenadian people, were promised by Prime Minister the Honorable Deacon Amiss Mitchell that he would have a press conference before the end of November. I know which November he was talking about, if it's 2025 or 2026. Okay, it definitely wasn't 2024. Right. That he would have a press conference and explain the situation as obtains in relation to hydrocarbons in Grenada. And there is a committee that has been set up, led by one Mr. V. Nazim Burke, who is supposed to report as before the end of November. We are now nearly midway in December, and still we have not heard a word.
I heard a little whisper, and I have not been able to confirm it as yet. But I'll say it to you and to the listening public would hear. I heard a little whisper that the Honorable V. Nazim Burke might have been changed as the chairman of that committee, that there is now someone new. I think he's still a member of the committee, but no longer in the position of chairman. I've heard that. I'm searching, I'm asking the questions to colleagues who may know whether or not. A name was given to me of who now chair that committee. But they said he's no longer the chairperson.
Well, I'll have to investigate and inquire. So I'll investigate as to investigate as to that one. My deceased good friend Michael Ligale invented that word, investigate. No, also, I have to ask you this question a little off of the NNP, but I know as a former Minister of Agriculture, a farmer, etc., we heard pronouncements in relation to the Marketing and National Importing Board that come June, the Prime Minister is on record on multiple occasions stating that come June, again, we don't know if he's speaking June 2025 or 2026, that we were supposed to have the new entity that replaces the Marketing and National Importing Board. As we know, the institution was closed. We were also told that there is a company that's interested that government is attempting to work along with and will be having a new marketing board, a new company, carrying out some of the functions that were carried out by the marketing board come June. Probably we're looking at June 2025. Have you heard anything in the realms that you have been in? Have you heard anything on this particular issue?
Nothing positive towards the new entity. I think the marketing, the old entity is struggling on still. I see the trucks and the vans from time to time. I think they have a couple of stores that are still open. In Grandance and maybe Young Street and wherever else. But they are not operating in full as they used to before. We know that during the leadership or the governance of the NNP, they had the River Road
the pack house
depot open, and farmers from whichever part of the country can bring in stuff. They still had the trucks going around. They had cold storage room and they were ripening bananas and so and retail it. They also had a sort of monopoly to bring in some of the basic food items, the things like rice. I think they were in charge of sugar, both the white and brown, milk, powdered milk. They too had that. And so if a wholesaler or importer wanted to bring in any of those products, they had to get a license. As far as I understand now, it's a pretty open market for the importation of those items. Whoever has the means and has the ways can bring in. I don't know if they still require a license, but marketing boards seem not to be in charge of those things and in control. But we also went one step further in that the relationship that existed between Grenada and the Kingdom of Morocco would have seen to it that on an annual basis or sometimes twice per year, we'll get a supply of fertilizer from Morocco of different grades and type, the phosphorus, the 12-8-24, or NPK, different kinds. And the marketing board then was put in charge. So a decision was taken in cabinet from a submission brought in by the Ministry of Agriculture. During that time, I was the lead minister there. And so the marketing board was distributing or reselling those fertilizers to farmers at a fixed price. They couldn't just manufacture whatever price they wanted. So all of these activities has been curtailed as far as I understand. That at some later date, they were even bringing in some other farming implements and other things that farmers would generally want. And it was a sort of fair exchange in that farmers get the marketing board to take the supplies. Marketing board has to pay them. So if the farmer wanted some implements and inputs for his or her farm that the marketing board is selling, we had arranged for a sort of credit facility in case you did not have the money up front. And that money would have been deducted over a period of time from the sales proceeds that you were supposed to get. So it was kind of win-win for the farmer in that I need 5 bags of fertilizer. I do not have the cash up front to go to one of the local stores, local agricultural shops that sell it, and of course selling it at way higher prices than what the government was receiving from Morocco. So I can now go to marketing board and cut a deal with them, 5 bags. This is what I can pay up front. I'm supplying you weekly or fortnightly or monthly, a supply of whatever farm product. And so we agree with a signed document that you will deduct X amount every time you have to pay me.
Like a sort of barter agreement.
A kind of barter agreement, if you want to call it that. And all of these things no longer exist. So the farmers are at a greater disadvantage at this time. So I don't know where that is going, but I think it's a very good and important question. Probably the farmers' representative in the parliament, could probably propose, can probably send in and see if we can get an answer starting from there. And, if what is being said does not look feasible or is not to satisfaction, we can always find other means and other avenue to inquire, or to at least probably can lay some gentle pressure. We don't want to be too rough in the beginning, to see if we can get some answers for where we are going and what is happening with the marketing board, I should say.
Indeed. 2024, how has the year been for you and the New National Party, in your view, as we get to the convention and we're closing off this year, 2024? How do you see this year having been? And without going too deeply in it, what are some of your projections for the year 2025?
2024 definitely was a challenging year. The challenges were much less or much difficult or somewhat less difficult than 2023 and probably 2022 as well. Because those 2 previous years were very immediate after the election. And I put it that way to another, on another program that I had appeared on, that what made it so challenging and so difficult was the fact that as a party who had mostly become accustomed to winning, having state power, a lot of our people and followers, people who support and vote the NNP, saw the NNP as invincible, believed that we could not get a traction, that no one could beat. And there's a song, and I think you and I discussed that already before, and I always say, that's a dangerous song we always play. Nobody could beat the NNP. Because I think it leaves a certain notion in the minds of people. Be that as it may, immediately after the election, it was quite difficult to lift people's spirit and lift them out from where they were. Many people went down flat. They felt that that was the end of it. They saw no way on the horizon that the NNP could rise again. But I know NNP is like the falcon. They would always rise again. They would always come, because we have some good, strong-hearted people. While we have some whose heart is a bit weak and who can't deal with the pressure, there are many very, very, very strong soldiers. And so it took a while, it took a bit of nagging, it took a lot of communication and visitation to get people back in the mood and to start again. So when you got to 22, it was a little easier. 23, it was, getting better. 24, still better, but you had to still be on the heels of people. Some people around now, they are coming back much more freely. But I also think that earlier on, because of the level of victimization that was happening within the public service and outside of the public service as well, through parastatal organizations or wherever the government had a say in determining how that entity go forward, or that group or organization go forward. The employees within those sectors were very, 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 very careful. They were scared because they were threatened. A lot of them said, so look, I am an NNP, which is their right to be NNP or NDC, whichever party they wish to follow. Any one of us, whether we are employed or unemployed, it is your right to have support for whichever party you choose. And throughout the reign of the NNP in government, I could never remember a period or a time when people who had employment with government as public servants, or as I say, with parastatal organization, has been so terrified to even identify with the party of their choice, to even wear not a printed T-shirt that says NNP, but even the color green in the, as a piece of cloth. They were really terrified, petrified to do so, because they thought that they could just like that lose the opportunity to provide for their families. And I do agree with them. If you think that your breadline is threatened and on the line, you need to protect it. But one of the things that would happen over time, people would find skillful ways to deal with that kind of antagonism and vendetta that is going against them. They would lift themselves out of it. So as we draw towards the end of 2024, I'm seeing a better light at the tunnel. The challenges are getting less, yes? People are becoming a little more bold, and so they're helping to shoulder the responsibility of moving the party forward. 2 years ago, I couldn't say the same thing. And I'm not condemning anybody, because some people take a longer time to heal than others. Some people, when they get scar, the next day they can move. There are others who may have to lie in bed for weeks. Some has to visit the doctor and use a lot of antibiotics. So we are different. So while a Sheldon Scott or a Roland Bola would have got up the next day and get on the move again, yes? Some people take a little longer time. And so we've been patient with them and we agree, but I'm saying it's getting better. We are seeing more, we are getting more assistance in different areas and so forth. 2025 must be the year for healing, recuperating, and for unifying our people. We have to tag that as our aim. We have discussed it at a certain level. Maybe I am talking too quick to pronounce it, but there must be a pronouncement from the new executive when elected on Sunday. Pretty soon, they have to declare that it's a time for healing, a time for embracing, a time for unifying, and getting the political work done and structuring the party for whatever comes, whether in 2025, 26, or 27, I think. I don't know yet, we can go into 27. We have to be totally prepared. So that should be our watchwords.
What we are sure on is that on the 23rd, the eve of Christmas Eve, that the National Democratic Congress would have spent exactly 2.5 years in office, which means that every day after that, they are going to be spending less time in office than they have already spent in office. So they are at the midway point. That's a good Christmas present to Grenadians. You are less of NDC instead of more of them to face. So as
for the new year.
For the new year. And you're getting it just for the Christmas. You're getting an early Christmas present with that one. So while that says that for the NDC, it comes back to exactly what you have been saying in the case of the new National Party, that the party has to ensure that it is ready to take on the challenge when that time comes. And we must do so as a unified front. Not that we're not unified, no, because I've been saying it to you for years now, all are we is NNP. I think I need some t-shirts so that, just all are we is NNP.
NNP, yes.
So that when the challenge comes, we have one aim, one objective, with one leader to save Grenada.
Well said.
Brother Bola, any closing statements that you'd like to make to the listeners tonight as we move to Convention 2024 in our 40th year of the new National Party on Sunday?
40th year of existence. So I want to say in relation to Convention that we are doing everything. We have done most of the planning and things are in place. There might just be one or two finance that we have to tie up between tomorrow, God's will, Saturday and Sunday morning. There's always some little last minute. So you have a checklist and you're working with it. But somehow on the final morning, one or two little things that you just miss. Nothing major, nothing that could stop it, but So we are checking out for those things. And I want to tell the people who have been selected as delegates for the various constituencies, have no fear. There is some scare tactics that are happening. People are calling me, people are telling me, or they're hearing there would be riot and there would be what and there would be what. I see no reason for any of those things.
We've never
Those
had
who are
that.
pronouncing that, I don't know what information they have or where they're getting the information from. But from where I sit, I believe that we'll have a very peaceful, straightforward process on the day. And so I encourage all the delegates to come along. We are also going to have some observers, not the large numbers like we normally do, simply because we are not getting into a rally thereafter. And so the extra expense to busing a whole lot of people is not absolutely necessary at this time. Because you need whatever little finance you probably have, and sometimes most of our members, or a lot of people in general, don't understand the tremendous costs you have to go through in order to fulfill and bring a rally. You would know, Sheldon, you've seen many times. So we're not going to do that. But the process should be very smooth based on all that is planned and the way we expect it to be executed. Coming from that, I think what I want to do now, Sheldon, is all my friends and colleagues, all my NNP brothers and sisters, and Grenadians at large, whether you're NNP or you're NDC or you're no P at all. I just want to wish people a really happy and peaceful holiday seasons. You know, the Yuletide season is upon us. Normally, some people say Christmas is a time for sharing. Yes, that is so true, and those of us who are able to share should share, but don't always expect people to reciprocate, because the times are extremely tough. The economic situation in Grenada is tough, and when you say, people say, what you're talking about? Those who can say what you're talking about is those who probably have it made. The bread, the slice of bread is buttered on both sides, and on the edges, there are some people don't even have bread, much less to have butter. You know, a lady was saying to a few of us just last week or earlier in this week, she said she went into a bakery to get herself a loaf or two of bread. And she said she recognized from the corner of her eyes that lady. She looked like, well, you know, a young person still, but looked like someone who has children. And she said that person was there with a little plastic bag, counting some little 5 cents and 10 cents and thing. And in her mind, she knew they're trying to make up probably to get a loaf or two of bread. And she did, after making her purchase, she quietly went over to the person and said, I think you want to get some bread. Hold that, you know, whatever amount it was, give the person. And the person turned to her and said, oh, thank you so much. You don't know what a difference you're making. So we have people who are really having a tough time. And so whoever it is, whichever family, whichever individual, a single mother, a senior citizen, that we can help provide something for. If it is just a Christmas lunch, you know, something that can just help to brighten their smile for a day or two, we should do it. So I want to wish everyone a really happy, peaceful, and safe
Brother Bola,
Christmas.
I, just before you run off, a question that has come in. There are various people who are asking if they can just come to the convention. They wondering if they can just come and they could just come inside and sit down. They want to know if they could do that.
If you are not a delegate, then you obviously is going to be an observer. So how it normally happens is that the delegates would sit up front. There would be tags on the walls saying based on constituency. So St. George, Town of St. George, St. George Southeast, St. Andrews Northwest, you know, St. Patrick's East. So wherever those tags are, the delegates from these constituencies, St. John, St. Mark, wherever you're from, you sit there. And then to the back of these people is where the observers will sit. So you can come to observe, to look at it, to see what's happening. You will not have an opportunity to participate in the process because only the delegates can participate. Only the delegates can nominate, second, or vote for any position that exist. And no one can nominate you if you're not a delegate. If you're just an observer and you're sitting in the back there, you can't say, what? You know, he good, you know. We know him, he just talk a lot. He's a good person for PRO. That can't happen. The nomination has to come from amongst the delegates. So yes, people, if they want to observe, they can, but they cannot participate in the process.
Yes, indeed. And I just wanted to make that clear because there are many folks who might think, well, I want to come, and even the number of observers is limited that we'd be able to accommodate on the day. So it's not a situation that 3 bus load of people could just decide we're coming down as observers. Because there's a limited number of people that would be able to enter at that point in time. For those at home, they are wondering if there would be any live broadcast of any aspect of the day's activities. Definitely not the closed session. We know that there's a closed
session. Not the closed session where you deal
session
with your minutes and other things like that.
That has never been an open something. Never.
The afternoon session, the media should have been invited by now, I hope, yes, because that we spoke about and someone had the task and responsibility so to do. That should have been done by now. And I want to believe, yes, the afternoon session will be broadcast live so people can sit in their living room wherever they are and view it on Sunday afternoon.
Indeed.
There's another thing, though. The place, some people were asking where. It's St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. That's SAS. And the fact is, WAGIT, as you know, us as an NP, Sheldon, we never like to compete with anybody else or anything else. Unfortunately, the last rally we had, there was a bingo, big bingo in Riverside, and we tried. It was, at one time, there was even a suggestion coming from committee members that we do the rally the Saturday evening and the dinner and our ceremony the Sunday evening. But remember, we had these 2 dignitaries here. They were here for both activities. And then we couldn't have had the playing field the Saturday evening, so we had to, because we didn't want to have that competition. You know, people want to make a little something, they're fighting, it's hard, it's tough. We do. Even when we were in government, we try not to have events, major events that will pull a crowd. The same time, or some other person or organization is having an event. And it so happens that on Sunday, WAGIT is having his final bingo for the year, but it will be in Grenville. So we are aiming to conclude all of our activities by 4 o'clock the afternoon. So for those who would want to move on to bingo, they can have an opportunity so to do.
Okay, great.
And
wonderful.
That's part of the reason why we went to St. Andrews, so it would be closer to the event later on.
Okay. Brother Bola, we'd like to thank you so very much for joining us tonight. You have been most explicit in your explanations of the various aspects of the activity on Sunday and the lead up to that activity on Sunday, and indeed on the couple other issues that we have spoken on. We always enjoy having you on with us, and we look forward to having you on again very soon with us again, sir.
It's always my pleasure, Sheldon. Whenever you call, I answer.
Of course, I know that. Even if you answer one time, you go call back. Thank you so very much, sir. Do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
Take care and continue the good work you're doing. All the best for the season, and a really happy 2025, I hope, for you.
All right. Thank you so very much, sir. You enjoy it.
All right now.
Okay. Yes, indeed, folks. I was speaking there with my good brother, Roland Bola.
Roland Bola, Roland Bola, Roland Bola. Ha! That's the man.
We just have about 15 minutes remaining on tonight's program. And you know, tomorrow is our kind of look back Friday, huh? So you know, we're going to be kind of going back in time tomorrow night. I haven't put it together yet, huh? I'm going to have to do that. I have to stay up a bit tonight and get some of it done. And then do some more during the day tomorrow. Although I've got some other things I've got to do during the day tomorrow. I'm going to try our best to get it done.
They must change their mind, because Roland and NMP go kick them behind. We don't want to hear nothing but start.
So looking forward to Sunday.
Election morning, we voting.
And I hope that the discussion tonight has brought some clarity in the mind, because there are people out there that are saying some things, and I don't think they understand the context in what they're saying. Like, for instance, talking about the screening committee and so on. and not understanding the importance of having that. You see, you don't want to do what the NDC do. They just decide, well, yeah, we want that person look like they have money, and they grab them. Because you end up with a leader like what we have here right now. A leader who could jump out on Friday, jump on a plane, end up in Guyana, whatever, jump back, come to Grenada, show up in a cricket, jump again, plane gone. And then you look to see what benefits that they are bringing back, and you see no tangible benefits for the people of Grenada. So you have to ensure that when you do that process, it is not a process that you have to go and do again a year down the road, or 6 months down the road, or 2 years down the road. You have to be looking for a leader again, because you have not done the process properly. Because whatever you do, it is for one aim and objective, and that aim and objective is to ensure that you have the best people going forward. Because when you have the best people going forward, then you have the best chance for the political organization when the challenge of the general election comes. And then even after the challenge of the general election, when it comes to the running of the country, you have the best option at hand. And also that you continue with the direction that the party is known for, that the Grenadian people on 3 occasions have unanimously gave the party the mandate to carry on with the development of Grenada, that they have seen on at least 3 occasions overwhelmingly, that they have seen that the new National Party is the best option to rescue Grenada and to really and truly, some people speak about moving Grenada forward. I know if they're talking about on a map, because they ain't doing it in actuality. They're not doing it. And we, over the last 2 years or so, we've been doing this program, we have pointed it out to you. So it is important that the selection process is done and done properly so that you have a proper outcome. You don't want to end up like the NDC, that you choose a leader and that leader look at the history. You have Sir Nicholas Brafitt, God bless his soul, came in, didn't even finish his term as Prime Minister, went. You have the late Honorable George Horatio Brizan, came in, lost the election, that was it, gone. You had them in the doldrums. You ended up with Miss Joan Purcell for a period of time as the political leader of the NDC. Then stay for a little while, lose, 19, gone. You ended up with Mr. Tillman Thomas. They were successful in the election, but they were not successful in the governance and in keeping their political organization together at that point in time. And what happened? Gone. You had Mr. Nazim Burke come, gone. You had Miss Franca Alexis Bernardine come, gone. After her, you had Mr. Joseph Andal and Mr. Adrian Thomas. I can't remember which went first or whatever. Gone. Now you have Mr. Deacon Mitchell. And believe me, if things continue along the path that we're seeing them now, you may very well see at the end of the day that he's gone too. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Shelly, sorry to disturb you, man.
No, I'll take a couple calls before we end tonight's program. That's no problem. Go ahead, my brother.
You hearing?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly.
I find hearing low.
No, but we're hearing you
on
clearly.
The straight line of speaking.
Yeah, but go ahead, yeah.
Tell me, who is the NNP lead for the South? Is it you?
No, I'm not the lead for the South. At this time, I believe it's Mr. Kenneth Noel is the lead for the South.
I never heard it before. That's the reason why I'm asking you.
Yes, Smallies, as we just call him.
How?
Smallies. That's what you just call him.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth Noel.
All right. I saw a picture this evening while the PM dancing, and you can't even dance now. Take care.
All
I don't
right,
want to disturb you so much.
Well, everybody had their style of dancing, so that is the man's style of dancing. I mean, I didn't see Jenny's program, but I saw the post, so I know what you're talking about there. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there.
NMP.
Folks, I'm going to take a couple calls before we end tonight. 440-737 what is here? 7377 and 347-329-3101. So we're going to take a couple calls before we end off tonight. And let me send my condolences to the family of Elder Anthony Ledlow. Yeah, Kathleen Ledlow and family, my condolences going out to you on his passing. And this is a gentleman that I know I've seen at several conventions, general council. Ever since I've been in the New National Party, I know him, I've seen him around, and so on. Wonderful individual. We've got a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
Dave, on long time, mind you call. I have a bit of concern.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, for the last couple of weeks, I've been passing through Grenada's area, especially between Monte Rouge and Quab Bank and Coates on this area there.
Oh, yes.
Man, I wonder if the minister and the prime minister has passed in that middle road there. Man, that condition of the road is bad. It is terrible.
I will tell you that both individuals have to pass through that area basically on a daily basis. I know the prime minister is staying to the back, so he wouldn't pass through the actual road. I know the road you're talking about, the true road to bring it from one side of Monte Rouge to the other, right? That is at the side of the top of the playing field. So I understand that bad. And when you see rainfall, because they have not been doing the drainage on both sides, the drain has not been properly cleaned, so you have a lot of stuff inside it. That area is flooding. Yeah,
but also too, I find the business people in this area have to cry out, speak out.
Mm-hmm.
Bank is there, the mall is there, and KFC and all these business places are there, and they're not saying nothing.
What I will say, and I'm not saying this in defense of the government, but I'll tell you a little later why it'll come up why I'm saying this. When as a government you're looking at roads, you look at that road and you say, well, okay, yes, it needs to fix. There are some businesses there. Then you look at a community, like for instance, you say what is taking place in Lavera, one of those areas there right now. You have $10 million and you say, well, where am I going to spend that $10 million? Am I going to fix the road where the business people are, nobody living there? Or am I going to fix the road where it have 20 houses? And I say that in the context, for instance, of what has taken place down True Blue. You see they go and they pave the road down there?
Yeah.
They paved that road down there, but look at the situation with roads in many other areas. And I know that there were discussions between the government, the last government, the New National Party government, and the SGU in relation to a collaborative effort to do that road, because you have a multi-billion-dollar entity down there. The road is leading to you, and there are other entities down there. So they were looking at a collaborative effort to help do the road down there, because you have problems with roads all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, so I understand, but I still think it's an important road because there's a lot of traffic there. It's not a road that to say one or two people. There are literally hundreds of people traversing that area on a daily basis. Going out of the mall, into outer KFC and courts and so on down there. There are literally hundreds. So it is an important road that needs to be addressed, especially with the flooding too.
So instead of the minister talking a whole lot of crap about 200 houses built, let's pay attention within the middle there.
I'm way.
Yeah. All
right, my brother. Thank you. Yes, the caller is making a valid point there when it comes to that particular area. Yeah? We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night to you, my dear. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, go right ahead.
Well, you know that's the job I do there, fixing them bulls and them.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's the job I do. We did that work there last week, fix all the whole around. We did that last week.
Oh, so you already did that part? Oh, yeah.
We fix all the holes from the top to go down to the bridge to make the round to pass and to go down by Spiceland. That's around Spiceland Mall. We did that last week.
Okay, but there still seems to... Caller, I'm hearing a lot of feedback by you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of feedback.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
So you're speaking about the same road, because I haven't been there I don't think I've been there since the beginning of last week. I haven't been there. So you all did that
last week. From by from by Montrouge, from the park there,
Yeah.
Montrouge Park.
So the top.
We started from there, from the top, yeah, to go right around on the other side.
Okay.
We did that last week.
But the situation with the drainage there still isn't being addressed.
No. They need to fix that. No, that really need to fix. And this is one of the things that the minister said that as he reaching office, he would fix that. And I see that fix it at all. We got the water. I think they need to do something about that. But the holes are fixed.
Because you know what is happening now. You all come and you patch the holes and you might pave an area there. The area is flooded. As soon as you have a heavy rain, the area is flooded and it undoes everything that you do. Everything that you do comes out, so it looks like
they need to open out the seam out to get the water to run out.
Yeah.
Because they used to do that all the time, open up the seam out. And not only that, they used to have people cleaning the drain, they right through under the NMP.
But you have trees.
I know I haven't seen that doing that. I haven't seen them doing that now.
You have trees growing in the drain. You actually have trees growing in the drain right now. Then, especially if you're facing down, looking towards KFC Spiceland Mall, especially on the left-hand side, you have
on the other side by Blue Horizon there.
That area especially is terrible. You have lilies, you have all sorts of things growing in the drain there. The rain falls, the water backs up, it floods the area. So any patching that you do now, and are you all using cold mix or you all got the hot mix now?
Both of them. We use both of them.
Use both of them. All right. So we were wondering because
but no, not getting no hot mix now. We ain't getting none now.
Because some of the areas which have been paved just in the last week, I'm already seeing the holes forming back, and the bitumen that's been placed in those holes, you're seeing it be coming back out. Yeah, in some of the areas.
Again, that's what they give. That's what they give the workers.
Yeah, but they need to do better than that. All right.
Of course they does.
My dear, I'm nearly out of time. So thank you so very much.
Have a good night.
Same to you, my love. Thanks. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there needs to be some addressing of the drainage, because even if you come and you patch that area. Recently when there was a serious flooding in River Road and so on, I was in that area. And the vehicle I was in, we had to go another direction. We couldn't pass through a particular part because the area was basically underwater. So you have to be very careful and cognizant of what is taking place there. Folks, I am sorry I'm out of time. I know the phones are ringing, but I'm out of time tonight. We'll join back with that tomorrow night. Whatever it is, we'll get to that tomorrow night. Folks, that's all the time we have tonight. And indeed, it's been wonderful being here with you. And we want to thank our two guests. We want to say, first of all, thank you to our good friend, Senator Winston Garraway. I always still call him Senator. I ain't never taken that away from him. Senator Winston Garraway. And we wish him all the success and safety, because what was attempted there this morning, we could have been having a very, very different program tonight. I hope you all recognize that. We showed you the video of what took place. For those of you that got onto the program late, it is important that you go back to the beginning of the program when we've completed tonight and hear what happened to Senator Winston Garraway this morning. Yeah? Because what took place there was a willful act. It was a willful act, and it comes just a day after he had certain things being written about him and so on. So I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm saying to those who have been promoting and pushing and postulating and all that sort of nonsense about people who you're supposed to love because you're in the same organization with them, but you're pushing that, you can be the cause of what nearly took place this morning. That is on your hands. Yeah? So anyone that has been, you just joined the program or you joined late, want you all to go back and listen to what took place with him, and also take the opportunity and listen carefully, because just as some people just shooting off their mouth, just wild, just without any thought process behind what they are saying. Yeah? Behind any thought process behind what they're saying. They're just wild with their statements. Yeah? So you heard from the General Secretary of the New National Party what is being done, why it's being done, how things are going to be playing out, and so. So I hope that everyone has taken note. Yeah? Folks, we'll be back again on tomorrow night. Yeah. with more talking points for you in everything you say, everything you do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out.
What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. How you mean? That's right. This is our party in here. We having our time, don't stop. We everybody breaking away. Strictly unity inside here. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent people. If you ever thinking evil, inside there is really not for you. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, oi. We don't have to live like peace. No, no, no. How you mean? That's right. You dress and you ready to party. Look, you have a knife from your belly. Rude boy, that is plain enough to see. You come here to kill somebody. It's time that you stop that nonsense. We come here to enjoy ourselves. Leave hatred right there.